horny constantly, including now, having a fucking cock the size of a wine bottle. I want to see that. I had $250,000 worth of stock I couldn't sell. Can I tell you how many people have asked me to shit in their mouth? Here's a tip. Here's some blowjob tips. I'm going to piss all over you. It's going to be amazing. I suck a lot of dick. I'm stress burping. Hi, I'm Christian Hull and I'm here at Punkee.
So I have a bit of a complicated question first up, which is how would you define yourself? Now, that can be like your job title, qualifications, your star sign, how your siblings describe you, whatever.
How my siblings describe me.
Yeah, which is always a savage
God.
take.
That would be the savagest take. I would love to know. Where's my phone? Should I call one? I would love to know what my siblings describe me as.
Yeah.
Because I've got triplet brothers.
I know.
They're younger, so I'm 37, they're 33.
Yeah.
And they're all in a professional environment. Mm-hmm. And I'm not. I'm the black sheep of the family. But I've never asked them.
To define you. You definitely ring them. Do you have a favourite triplet? Is that a controversial?
No. Are we going to call the favourite? No. You know what? They won't answer. They never answer my calls.
Maybe this is the time.
We have a great relationship, I swear, I promise.
While you're trying to connect the call, what do you think they would describe you as?
Well, they deny that they have an older brother when someone says, "Oh, did I see you in one of your brother's videos? I didn't know he was related." They're like, "Nope, don't know what you're talking about." They're not.
Hi, it's Nick.
Oh, hi. Let's try. Like they work. Like Nick works at Adobe. Like he's at a big company, and Tim works for Amazon. Let's try Tim. Adrian's in the NRMA. Not as reputable.
Intense.
Hey, can I call you back?
Oh,
Like 10 hours?
Can I ask you one quick question? Just one really quick.
Yeah.
How would you describe my job?
Describe it?
Yeah, like what if someone says, "What does your brother do for a living?" What do you say?
Like I say influencer, but I don't like that word. I say comedian, actually. I say comedian.
Oh, great. Okay, cool. Okay, thanks, Tim.
Yeah.
Bye. Oh, actually, that's not too bad.
That was
I wouldn't even call myself a comedian. That's nice. Well, I have a new favourite.
He's moved up the ranks.
I would say, comedian, yeah.
Yeah.
What else is there?
Well, it doesn't have to be defined by your career. You can describe other things.
Oh, sexual deviant. Horny constantly, including now.
Oh.
I'm surrounded by some very beautiful females. So sorry, ladies. I am a huge homosexual. So I'm stress burping. This is taking a turn.
We're on question one.
Question one. Describe yourself. Oh, this is so stressful. For someone that has no idea who I am, which is of the vast majority of people, online person that makes TikToks of dumb things, that somehow those dumb things went viral and I was able to leave my full-time job. Mm-hmm. So I spent 9 years working in radio as a social media manager. So it was really easy because that was who I was. Mm-hmm. And then I left that to make a go of doing all of this on my own. Mm-hmm. And that's where we are currently.
Maybe you'll have a different answer by the end if you want to redefine yourself by then. But the main point of having you here is because I want to ask you one major question and then a lot of other questions. But the major question is, how has sex changed your life?
Ooh. Massively, I think. I don't think there's a specific moment where I'm like, oh, sex has changed my life. Here's some dot points.
Yeah.
I think I didn't lose my virginity until I was 23. Mm-hmm. I always knew I was gay and very sexual. Like I'm a very sexual person and I hid that till I probably didn't have a dick in my mouth till I was 22. Now, you cannot get the dicks out of my mouth. I thought when I was younger that I was like addicted to porn. I was just going to be a sex addict because I was just constantly horny. Mm-hmm. That's just being a teenage boy.
Yes.
And so what I learnt and what I've learnt over the last, God, I'm so old now, what would it be like 15, 16 years is this whole world of sex that I don't think a lot of people get an insight to like I have. Sex has done a lot for me. My confidence. I'm actually not addicted to porn. I'm not a sex addict. I'm just,
Randy.
Like a bit of D in the M. And it's given me a lot of confidence, huge amount of confidence, which, when you look like I do, you wouldn't think, oh, wow, he's a sex symbol. But spoiler alert, I am.
I think that lots of people would tie up, if you look back at your teenage self of being nervous about sex and like, how am I defining myself through sex?
Yeah.
You're like, I'm nervous. Am I an addict? Like, they're all like negative connotations.
All negative.
And now you're like, well, now I've arrived.
That's such a great point. All negative.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm gay. Oh no, don't talk about that. Oh my gosh, I went to a park and I put someone's, I did some things. Oh, don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Now, posting it for everyone to see. And so it's this whole total like 180. So it's amazing. Like I thought in my 20s, I'd wasted my 20s. I thought, oh, well, it's all downhill from 30 plus. That's ancient. But my 30s have been just the best.
Also, you're not technically in your sexual prime until 35.
Really?
And I think it's even later for women.
Later for women?
Yeah. Oh. That's why the divorcees get it good,
Oh, the cougars are like right in their prime.
Yeah.
They are a bit sexy.
I wanted to talk about sex with you in general because it's something that I think more people should talk about, but we're going to pause before we get to that part of your career specifically. And I want to wind it back to, obviously, your brother just described you as a comic, so let's tackle that part of your career. When did you first realise that you were like properly funny and you could make money from it?
Properly funny.
Properly funny.
Thank you. Would you agree with that statement? Properly funny?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're like, statistically funny.
Thank you. Statistically, more good videos than terrible ones. I don't think I've ever thought I was properly funny. I think for me, properly funny is Anne Edmonds, Kate McCartney and Kate McClellan, who did like the catering show. Like they are comedians who I look up to and I think, fuck, they are properly funny. Smart, clever, witty. They write all, they're just geniuses in the comedy world. I am not. I just document my life and people find that funny.
So you're like, I have a funny life.
I've got a funny life, yes. So I would say the comedy comes from me sharing my funny life, which is all accidental. It's not purposeful. There was a moment, I think it was in primary school, where, all my friends were female and I could just, they would all look and I would entertain them and they would laugh, and that just filled me with so much. Like I had a purpose. And I think from there I was like, this is fun. I like making people laugh. And then it's just been this really slow, sort of gradual soiree into trying to be, I wanted to be famous, which is very shallow.
No, I think more people should be honest about that. Like that's an aspiration that so many people have.
To be famous?
Yeah.
That's disgusting. I'd like to be famous. Mum filmed me when I was about 14. What do you want to do when you grow up? I was like, I want to be famous. And she's like, what for? Don't care. What is that? Change the world? Discover a cure for cancer? No, just famous. And I always was like, delete that footage, Mum. That is disgusting. But, to be fair, I think I've filled that.
Yeah.
And I'm famous for absolutely nothing. Guessing paint colours. I realised that I can not command an audience, but just engage. And that's what I've been doing. And fingers crossed that lasts for a couple more years. And then I'll be back to, working in retail. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
But it's like, not the fame dream.
Customers, like, it's not the dream.
So obviously there's a certain amount of confidence that comes with putting you, like either getting on stage or putting yourself on socials to such a big audience. Do you have like a hype up routine that you follow to kind of get you in the mood for that sort of content?
There's a huge amount of confidence you need. Like it's a lot. And I think the biggest hurdle, or where you need that most, confident, is when you start, because it's the unknown. You're entering the unknown, regardless of what platform. It could be OnlyFans, it could be Patreon, it could be Facebook. It's intimidating. And so you definitely need to, I don't know if I had a hype up, like a shot of gin maybe, but a lot of people go, I could do that. I could make videos online. I'm like, well, go and fucking do it.
And they're so
And they don't. Well, one, they don't because they're like, I just don't know how to, and then they're really bad. So am I, no. Like, do you want to know the first video I did?
Yes. Do you remember?
Yeah, because I think I deleted it because it's controversial. I dressed as Jesus.
Oh.
And I did my makeup routine as Jesus.
What makeup routine does Jesus have? A lot of contour?
It was like, today I'm wearing, I'll get in trouble. Like, crown of thorns, and I use a bit of the blood for rouge. Like, it was hot. And I look back at it and go, that is, one, not funny at all. What was I thinking? Two, oh my God, delete that. If someone finds that, some of the things I said, like I'm not a big fan of religion, so there was some things said in there. And then there was some other earlier videos where the big thing at the time was, you know those videos where it's like, I ate a $4 hamburger or I ate a $6,000 hamburger.
Yeah.
So I was doing those as a solo content creator, and the theme was which candy is the expensive and which is the cheap. Now, I went and bought everything. I knew. But I sat there and pretended. I pretended there was someone off camera. Thank you. Oh, I don't know what this one is. I think they're still up on my YouTube.
I remember these videos.
And I'm throwing to someone. There's no one there. And I'm like, I think it's this one. Oh my God, it's not. It's just like, oh, Christian. But I learned a lot about...
Adds actor to repertoire.
Oh my God, I cannot act. I forgot the question.
How do you hype yourself
How
up?
do I hype... Oh my God, we went on a tangent. How do I hype myself up?
Some expensive sweets? Was that where we were going?
The answer to that is I don't. You just launch into something and then hope for the best.
And do you ever think about how many people are going to watch it?
Not a going to watch it. I think when I started doing like live stand-up, that gives you a sense of numbers because you go 500 views, that's not much. But then you go, oh my God, 500 seats in an that's packed.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
And so some videos are getting 20 million.
Which is frightening to think about.
That's insane. It's like 2 Australian populations. Forgot the question again. Wow.
Do you think about how many people? No. Also no.
No, also no.
We've got 2 no's.
Wow. It's probably better if I just say yes or no answers. I will do that moving
We'll
forward.
be done in a flash. Well, I have a more sentimental question, so maybe don't make this one a yes or no response.
You're not the boss of me.
You've been quoted crediting Sam Smith for building up your own like body positivity and positivity about putting yourself out there in the spotlight. I'd love to know if there was a change in your relationship to your own body and how you put yourself out in the world from before and after Sam Smith entered the scene.
BS or before Sam.
Yeah.
And then AS.
Yes.
After. Yeah. Sam posted a photo on Instagram of themselves like on a yacht in a little tiny skimpy like swimsuit.
Yeah.
And so hot. But the comments were awful.
Yeah.
And I thought, Sam isn't even that big. I'll show you big. So I got in my tiny little swimsuit and posted a photo. And I think that moment was the first time where I just was like, here I am. Because, you know, I was always board shorts, shirt on. You know, if I go to the gym, which I only went to the gym to use the sauna or the steam room, but I would wear like clothes.
Yeah.
Because I didn't feel that people wanted to see this and I didn't feel comfortable. And the Sam Smith moment in my life was the moment where I knew I was going to join OnlyFans, but that was 18 months in the lead up to. So I made really slow steps because I got to maybe 35, 36 and went, I'm not going to be this hot, thin, buff, you know, model that I've always desired to look like, but I love food too much. And I just thought, fuck this. Like, it's not going to happen, Christian. Like, you are Delulu. And I thought, well, this is what I look like, so I need to learn to love this, which it's hard.
Yeah.
And it was 18 months of like, okay, well, I'll go to the steam room with all the other hot people and I'll take my shirt off and cool.
Which is stressful.
So stressful. So stressful. No one cared. No one looked. There were no snide comments. Then I was like, oh, okay, well, that's interesting. So then I was like, oh, I'll speedo it. Again, nothing. It's all coming from myself.
Yeah.
The comments are me. They're not, no one gives a shit. Then I went to the beach and that's like, oh.
This is like a training program.
Yeah, it is. Honestly, it's this 12-step program to learning to love yourself. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's ripping off a Band-Aid. Like no one, I care.
Yeah.
I need to not care about this.
But then going from in real life situations, so sauna, beach, that kind of stuff, to then online.
Well, then I saw the post by Sam and went, great, I'll show you. And then I was just, the post went, it did really well.
Yeah, and much more positive.
It was like literally only positive comments. I thought there'd be a couple of, ooh, you know, that was just from my brothers. Oh God, this is why we don't follow you or answer your calls. Then I thought, I'm going to do this. I'm going to join OnlyFans because I'm so sexual and it's something I always wanted to do. And that was the moment where, you know, I came out and then really came out, just let it all out for a price.
So when you were like, okay, OnlyFans is happening, it's going to be, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
How do you start that? Like, what were you like, what's my content strategy? Like, how do I get outfits first? Like, what's your process here?
My advice, never overthink that stuff. Just start. So I'd learned that from, you know, doing Facebook videos or a podcast. Don't think about it. Just launch into it. If you overthink it, you doubt yourself and you ask, oh, what if this happens? Well, just shh. You know, just launch into it. So I did. I was like, well, I'll just start by... I have years of nudes, like, and video. I got so much. Like, I was building to this moment. So I was like, I'll just post some of those nudes from 7 years ago and I was, you know, 15 kilos lighter. And I was like, here you go.
And what was it like posting the first one?
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrifying. So I had a free OnlyFans. So I was like, it's free. I'm giving you my penis for free.
Why?
So I had a podcast and I spoke to, there were two, so Girthmaster, a friend of mine.
Are you friends with the Girthmaster?
I am friends with the Girthmaster. Oh, man, it's like...
That's an understatement.
It's a wine bottle. It's a wine bottle. Google Girthmaster 2 R's. Gorgeous human being. And, you know, I chatted with other sort of porn stars and people in the industry and they said, have a free account and a paid account and you get everyone in on that free account and then you post, hey, you want to see this video? It's over here.
Oh, so it's like stills on the free.
Yeah.
Movies on the...
It's sort of like, here I am. If you want to see more, come over here, $9 a month. So I didn't have a paid account at that point. It was just free. Just bring them in. Just get them in. And I got like 8,500 people. I know. Free. They were free. And then it was like, okay, now funnel them over to have them pay. And they did.
I know obviously you earn money from TikTok and Instagram anyway as like another revenue source, but did it make you think, fuck, I've been doing a lot of stuff for free for too long?
No, because I get a lot of sponsored posts and they pay a lot of money. So I think the reason for the free account was because I just have so much history and experience in social media and I know people would pay for it. If I just was like, if you want to see my dick, it's X amount of dollars, they would. But I wanted lots of people. Like I wanted to, if I'm putting it out there, just put it out there. I knew that I would have an impact with body positivity, especially in the gay scene.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Brisbane gays. They're the best. The Sydney gays.
You have feedback?
I'm scared of the Sydney gays. I'm terrified of the Sydney gays. And so I've never been to a gay club. I went once and I did the Worm and I ended up in the RPA.
Okay,
bleeding
so maybe
everywhere.
you went a bit hardcore for the first trip to the gay bars.
Then I was never allowed back. But I'm not in that scene. I'm not in that world. I mean, I'm wearing a hoodie that says "Leave me alone." I like my own space.
That's your merch, though.
It is my merch. It's unfortunately not available because my business did go belly up. But we will talk about that very soon.
Yes. Your brothers have reacted already to some of your career moments, but what was the initial reaction when you had said to your family and friends, like, I'm going on OnlyFans? Was there feedback?
What, you think I told them?
Oh, you just
Family
launched.
meeting. I'm going on OnlyFans. Here's a PowerPoint of the things I'm going to post. Like, no, of course I didn't tell them. Oh, my family just roll their eyes at whatever I do. So I wasn't concerned. And mum and dad, like, I'm going on OnlyFans. They're like, oh, cool. We have no idea what that is. Good for you.
They're like, it's a cooking show.
Yeah, it's a cooking show. The cooking stick. The fans, that was the scary part.
Yeah.
Because I guess there is that, oh, no, he's selling his body for money. He must be desperate. And I thought I was going to get all of this criticism. I was like, fuck it. This is what I want to do. This is what I've always wanted to do. I'm very sexual. This is me.
Yeah.
And the reaction was so positive. It was so good. And I think because I've been very real online and very open about everything, people weren't surprised and, you know.
It felt like a natural step.
It did feel like a natural step, weirdly. And so it was so good. And that was the next level from, you know, Speedos at the beach, and then suddenly I was like, oh, people are paying to see this. It's like, oh my God. Stop it. No photos. And it was this almost overnight change in how I viewed myself. I look in the mirror, and look, some mornings I'm like, oh, God, it's hideous. And then sometimes I'm like, oh, who is that? Oh, my God, you're so
I pay
hot.
$9 a month. Is that you complimenting yourself?
Sometimes I go, God, I wish there was two of me. I have a great time with myself. And then I'll wake up and be like, yeah. I mean, I'm on the Manjaro. Deflate this just a little bit. More for the chronic health issues and less about trying to look good.
Yeah, well, because you're a money-making machine now. You can't change too dramatically.
I'd like to correct you. I was a money-making machine. Times have changed. Times have definitely changed.
So obviously OnlyFans, there's a bit of like a two-way street in terms of fans will request stuff. You can post things, you can do things privately, all that kind of stuff. Do you have an increase of or a lot of requests for one particular type of content from your fans on OnlyFans?
So I know that I give off massive power bottom energy. Like people are like, well, he gets railed whenever he wants. I hate it. It's an exit hole only, and I wish it was an entry hole for me. It's so painful. Yeah. So everyone's like, when are you going to get, we want to see you get absolutely destroyed.
And you're like.
And I'm like.
Is there
I can't, like that. I can't. Ow, it hurts. And like, if there's any pain involved, to me, the no-nos for sex are blood, shit. Can I tell you how many people have asked me to shit in their mouth? Shit in their mouth. I had a guy, he was like, hey, I have what's called a rimming chair. Have you heard of that?
Oh my God, I have heard of this.
It's just a toilet seat. It's just a portable toilet seat. You sit on it and people will rim you. Will you sit on it and shit into my mouth?
Have you done it?
I was like, how much? No, I can't. Like blood, shit.
But like, okay, this is probably going off on a tangent, but to me... Do
you like eating shit?
No. To me, I'm like, I don't want to do that. But that's like, I do that every day. Not in someone's mouth, obviously. But, like it's not a painful thing for you to experience.
Sorry, we're talking about eating shit?
No, shitting, being the shitter.
Oh, being the shit.
Yeah.
Shitting is, but, okay. But I'm going to ask you a question. How much would, if I said shit into my mouth... Would you do it for free, or would there be a price?
I've had this conversation before, and I settled on $50,000.
50 grand? Oh, I'd do it for 1,000. Oh, would I? I think I'd get I can't pee at a urinal because I get stage fright.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. You've got to be able to shit on command. That's the criteria.
I don't know if. Oh, it's so disgusting. I'm so sorry I took us into the toilet.
You brought it up.
Yeah.
You did bring it up as your no-goes, and now we're negotiating how to get you over
now
the
I'm
line,
like,
so.
It's definitely a no.
$1,000. So sorry, no-goes are blood, poo.
Or pain. The whole...
Oh, pain, yeah.
That's what I was trying to say is pain for me is such a turn-off. And I really wish I could just lie there because I don't mind topping, but I mean, look at me. I don't... It's so much effort. Like 3 thrusts and I'm out of breath and I'm like... I just can't do this anymore. And so a lot of the requests, people really want to see me get a dicking. And I've tried. I've bought the dildos where you work your way up.
Dilators,
it's just, it's so painful and uncomfortable. I've got some weird requests. A guy, I did say yes to this one. A guy said, I've got a really deep belly button.
Oh.
It's like, what? Because I'm fat. It's like a cavernous. That's a freebie. And he said, can you send me a video of you fingering your belly button? I was like, that's so easy. Yep. $60. I made $60.
Just from that?
$60. Fingering my belly button.
Are you ticklish though?
Yeah.
See, is that trading into pain territory then?
I get violent. Someone do you remember as a kid and someone would tickle you and you're laughing so they think you're having a great time but you actually can't breathe.
Yeah.
And it's just punching them. Which again is pain, which again I'm not a fan of. I don't like aggression in the bedroom. I'm a bit more of passion.
Do you get requests to work with other OnlyFans creators?
No.
I know you're requesting to work with Girthmaster, but...
Oh, yeah. Oh, could you imagine that going inside of you? Oh, it's mostly me doing the requesting of other people. Like I'll be like, hey.
Yeah.
Or you follow them on Twitter. You just slow, like, wow, your stuff's hot. And if they go, so is yours. I'm like, great, you're in.
Yeah.
Hey, because I've got all the gear, all the equipment, I've got everything. I'm like, just come on, let's do a cheeky. I'm like, great. I'm like, I'll film, I'll edit.
Yeah.
And I have like 5 phones going. You get all the angles. It's my tip for anyone. Have 5 cameras. Because usually one angle is flattering and you just go with that one.
Yeah.
And the
but
rest,
you want to
burn them.
just burn the whole phone.
Burn them.
So you're fully like running a production company essentially.
Pretty much. But I think that's what content creators do. Like they have to manage. It's not just about just filming something. It's the whole process. Booking, producing, editing, thinking about angles. Starting OnlyFans is a fuckload of work.
Yeah.
It's not just like, here's the photo of my feet.
Which is everybody thinks that's
Everybody.
I could do a foot
I
account.
can do that. I have good feet. Well, go and fucking do it. Take a photo of your feet. And then what?
And then you'll realise feet are really hard to photograph.
Yeah, and also everyone's doing their feet.
Yeah. Bring something else to the table.
I don't know.
Belly button might be a market.
Belly button. No, I'm going to corner that market. I don't know. What else can you do with a belly button?
I think it's just that.
Pretty much.
So I wanted to ask you about the business side of OnlyFans. So obviously it's a revenue stream for you now. Is it one that you're going to be relying on forevermore? And has it become your main source of income?
It's definitely not my main source of income. And I've learned never to rely on any income streams from any social media because they change. At one point, OnlyFans was the main source of income. You know, I can earn a fair bit from Facebook ad revenue. Instagram, you earn nothing. TikTok, you earn nothing. You get sponsored deals, so they pay you to post. And then Patreon's another platform, touring. So you've got all these different income streams. They're all going. They're all, you know, some are shit, some are great. And OnlyFans surprised me with actually how much I was able to make. Because people who are, I mean, I'm a 4 out of 10 on a good day. In gay world, I'm like a -7. And so, like, I'm under no illusion that OnlyFans was going to earn me much money at all. It was a body positive exercise for me and a way for me to express myself and feel comfortable and improve my sex life, which did. But then the money that came from it. Last year I earned 45 grand in the year, which is pretty good.
That's huge.
For this. I mean,
In general, it's still good.
I will say it was 45 grand to the business.
Yeah.
It's not in my pocket, which I've learnt the hard way.
Oh, as in tax.
Yeah, there's just when you go from being an employee to having your own business, there's just a lot that you're not told or taught about.
Yeah.
And it's devastating. I've just closed. I sold a lot of merch. This was, you know, one of it. It was called the Fuck Off Shop. It was pretty successful in 2020, 2021. And I just went into this. I was like, cool, I'm just going to sell stuff. And it's actually very complicated.
Well,
and
a product business as well.
Costly.
Yeah.
So expensive. And ran it to the ground. And recently just, you know, had to admit, all right, I've got to close this down. I had $250,000 worth of stock I couldn't sell. And so I did a big closing down sale thinking, oh, please, I want to sell at least 90 grand of this.
Yeah.
Most of it was at cost. And I learnt pretty quickly that people are amazing and they love a journey and they were quite sad for me. And I sold pretty much all of it.
Wow, that's incredible.
Which was, thank fuck, because I had a lot of debts to pay off. And
it costs a lot to shut down a business as well.
Everything costs money, even shutting it down.
Yeah.
Storage, what do I do with it? Like, who do I give it to? I've got to pay someone to take it off my... And so, thankfully, I didn't. But and in this economy, like...
Especially when you feel like you can't walk away from it. Like, you can't just be like, no, I can't.
You can't.
Yeah.
There was a moment where I had a mental breakdown and was like, I just want to... I really want to set it on fire. Because... You can't walk away. It was months. It's been months of trying to close this down.
And then you're like, and then I opened another business, OnlyFans. But not stock related. Like, is that moving into more of the like, I am the product?
Yeah, when you are the product and when it's digital, it's a lot easier. But you still have all those other financial costs.
Yeah.
So I was making great money in 2020, like really good money. I mean, I bought a place in Brisbane after a tour. So I did a stand-up tour in 2019. I made $80,000 in 6 weeks.
Shit.
And then I was like, great, I'm going to buy an apartment in Brisbane, fuck out of Melbourne, in 2019, in December. 3 months before the Voldemort of diseases came in. And I moved and I was like, cool, I'm now self-employed. I need to forward plan. We had another tour booked. Well, that got cancelled. And I thought, oh, fuck. What am I going to do? That's when I started the product business. And that's when I was unaware of the absolute avalanche of money I was about to make because everyone in the world was locked inside on their phones. And so my videos were getting millions of views. I was earning so much money, like almost $1 million in a year.
Oh my God.
A lot. And you know what I did with that money?
I'm worried.
Pissed it up against the wall. Well, kind of pissed it. I bought new bathrooms. I renovated my bathroom. Like I just thought all of that money was mine. It just all comes into that one bank account and you go, oh,
I'm a millionaire.
I'm a millionaire. I mean, it wasn't quite like that. This is amazing. Spend. And then my accountant went, here's your tax bill.
Oh.
Here's BAS.
Who's BAS?
I was like, BAS? Isn't BAS the tax? Like, no, that's a different form of tax. Here's your GST.
Who's she?
I'm like, what? I remember that from John Howard. Like, what? I'm not a goods or service. I'm like, yeah, if you earn over $75,000 a year, you have to register for GST. And then I was like, oh, but I spent all the money. It is all gone. What I'd done is I launched a product business and invested all of that into stock and to hiring a team and getting an office space. And like that whole thing expanded too quickly. And I didn't have a goal or I didn't have a purpose. And then it was like, here you go. You owe $250,000.
You had a nice bathroom though.
I have 2 beautiful bathrooms. Which I was unable to tear out and exchange and get a refund for. And that was scary. And I thought, oh, that's okay. I'm making so much money. Cool, I'll go on a payment plan. And then you pay that off and then you're hit with it again the following year because tax is a yearly thing. SaaS is quarterly and GST is monthly. Pretty good now.
They're trying to scam us.
Oh, it's all a giant scam. Like I love Apple. Apple, great. Terrible company because they pay no tax. But I'm like, how can I do that? Roads and schools, I don't have kids. I hardly drive. Boo, roads and schools. We paid $3 billion for submarines we're never going to use. Like, what the fuck? I don't want my money to go to submarines. For what purpose? Just took a tangent. I need a drink. I need a breather.
It's super fucking stressful.
Yeah,
I've never ever got tax back, and I'm not a high earner, so I don't understand.
Yeah, you should be getting like $12,000.
I've never once received $1.
Scam. And you're probably paying off your university. Well, that's bullshit. All these fucking boomers. We had free education and now we're retired. We pay no tax.
And our houses cost $1.50.
Oh, we voted for the submarines. We need them. Oh, fuck off.
So when you realised you were in this big of a pickle, what did you do?
Cried.
After that.
I cried. Well, I had to let my team go. So I had a producer. I had a videographer. I was like, oh, guys, I can't pay you. I can't even pay myself. It changed so rapidly because it's just sort of like, cool, I'm now leaving full-time work. I'm doing my own thing. The money comes into my personal bank account. Then you register as a business.
Yeah.
And so then you've got all these different accounts and it's all just, like I'm a creative and most creatives
suck at that.
Oh, they're the worst. Financially, boo, they're so dumb. Right? And so I had seen, and like no shade to Sophie Monk or Guy Sebastian, they've had management that screwed them over. That you just want to go up there and perform. Like Guy Sebastian just wants to sing. He doesn't want to deal with his finances, and so you trust people, and they don't have your best interests at heart. And so I heard his story, and I know Sophie Monk's. The same. That's countless. Creatives just have had people screw them over. I mean, I screwed myself over by not learning anything. But
well, you've learnt now.
I've learnt now. My advice, for anyone, I've partnered with H&R Block, and they handle a lot of stuff for small businesses, is bring someone with experience who's probably a part of a larger group because you can trust them. Bring them in early.
Yeah.
You don't just talk to them, bring them in, and they will tell you all the things that you're going to have come forward, like tax bills or BAS or GST, and that way you can plan accordingly. Because I got really ahead of myself and was spending a lot of money on stock and product, not realising that money wasn't mine to spend.
Yeah.
It was really tough. So much money. You have that $170,000 business tax and you go, cool, all right, I've paid that off. And then the accountant goes, and here's your personal tax bill.
Yeah.
Well, fuck. I'm an employee of my own business. What do you mean it's not being withheld? Because people just withhold it. And then, it's all sort of done. And it's just a never-ending cycle of paying other people money. Mm-hmm. When you run a business, it's just paying other people. What's the point?
So do you feel like you're getting some ownership and autonomy through OnlyFans because you are the business, the product, the service, and the employee?
I mean, sort of. Financially, no. You've got no autonomy. No.
Yeah.
That $45,000 then just disappears. I think what I have from OnlyFans is this incredible sense of confidence. Mm-hmm. And I've learnt, that $45,000 that comes in, now I know how much. So, for example, if someone pays me $50,000, I probably get $20,000 of that for the business. And $30,000 just gone. Mm-hmm. And so it's taken me quite a while to understand that and to not be so devastated by the fact that, I made one video in my kitchen for 45 minutes and made $50,000. That's pretty good. Mm-hmm. But then I'm still annoyed that $30,000 of that goes to someone else.
Yeah, because it's literally off your back. Like,
oh, but is it? I literally do this. Oh, did a thing. Like, my job isn't that hard. I'll still complain about it. It's the business side. Like, can't I just post my dick online and not worry about that? No. Death and taxes are the only guarantees in life. And so it's like, can you see I'm really frustrated by it? Because I just don't want it to be a thing. Yeah. But you have to. And it just drains my soul, which is why you hire people to do it for you and you trust them. And then they just tell you, they go, okay, so that money that you're getting, here's where it's going. I'm like, cool. And then they go, oh, do you know that you can get this deduction? Travel.
Oh.
I'm going to go fuck someone. Traveling. It's great. Hotel. Covered. So here's the other lesson that I learnt. Mm-hmm. I would book travel and I'd book a week. And I'd be like to my accountant, cool, I was there for a week. Yeah, but how many shoots did you? One. Okay, well.
For a week.
Legally, we can only deduct that one night. And I was like, oh, fuck. So I personally had to pay for the Airbnb rather than the business. Yeah. So that's what sort of screwed me around with all the tax and everything. Mm-hmm. Boring and confusing, but...
No, but hard to figure out. And
it's
you just
so
don't
hard
know
to
that
figure
side.
Out. And so it's just...
Yeah. We do a lot of interviews with OnlyFans creators and porn stars and escorts, and a whole part of that is they're running businesses, but so much of it is confusing to run, and also they're get penalised for different things, and they need to be able to showcase their money in different ways to be able to get a mortgage and things like
Correct,
that.
Yeah.
And you have to be really smart.
You have to be
with
You
cash.
have to have a financial degree.
Yeah.
And who wants that?
No.
Dude, boring. Unless you work at H&R, thank you. I've parted with them, and it's just such a relief to have someone that knows what they're doing. Mm-hmm. I wish I had them early on.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had to, fire people, or close down a business through complete ignorance. And, I let my ego... Oh, creatives have an ego too. So we let our ego get ahead of us and think we're the best things in the world and that this endless money supply is just going to keep rolling in. And it didn't. It's so unrelatable for someone to be like, well, he's not poor. But you just feel like, I'm like, that money isn't mine.
Yeah. You don't feel entitled to it.
No, but you've got access to it. So you sort of still live the high life. Even though you're in debt. It's like, how Donald Trump lives his life so grand, but he's in, $500 million debt. Yeah. It's because he has access to all this money that's not his.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, God, am I slowly becoming Donald Trump?
That's not a penny drop moment that you want to have.
Pussy now? Like, what?
But how do you feel financially now?
Is that on camera? Can you see that? See, this is what I mean. A disaster. Financially now, I'm okay. Mm-hmm. But what I've learned is it can all change in the blink of an eye. So, for example, in my mind, I don't feel financially secure. Mm-hmm. Happy to talk about finances. I have currently $250,000 sitting in my bank account. That's a fuckload of money.
That's huge.
100 grand of that I've put aside for tax.
Out of fear.
That's gone. I've got, commissions for management, business costs. I've learnt for me to earn $1, I have to earn $1.65. Because then that 65 cents goes everywhere else. Facebook owes me $36,000.
What?
I don't know why they're not paying me. That's a huge amount of money to be owed. And also, my Facebook contact, beautiful, but she works in dealing with content creators and not in the money side. Outside of that contact, Facebook can die in a fucking hole. Good luck talking to them or getting...
Oh, you can't.
I'm an employee of Facebook. I earn the money. They earn me money. I'm not treated like that. $36,000. So I'm sitting here like, God, I hope I can get that money. I've hired people to help me grow my Facebook page, and I've got to pay them.
Yeah.
So I've paid them already from that $36,000 that I don't have. And so, look, to answer your question, no, I feel financially it's the worst. Even though I have so much money, I could lose $36,000. The tax, I don't know. The government might be like, taxes on OnlyFans. And then so suddenly it's more, they might ban it. So you've just got to be prepared for the absolute worst.
How do you stay creative though when that? Because I'm like, oh my God, that's so much admin to be in your brain. And then you're like, okay, now I'm going to be really funny for this video and make this thing, or really sexy for this other video. And like, how do you
don't
gear shift? You just feel shit.
My OnlyFans has suffered a lot. I've lost my libido. Suddenly, when you're $200,000 in the red, I'm like, sex isn't a priority at the moment. But I'm like, sex earns me money. And so, it has a huge impact on you. I was so creative halfway into 2020 and before, not a care in the world. I was buying new bathrooms and a giant crystal. I bought a giant crystal the size of my head for $1,500. My mum was like, you need to sell that. Absolutely not. That is my baby. But now I would never buy those frivolous things. And also to sit down and go, cool, how am I going to be funny? When you're like,
you get messages from the ATO.
Yeah.
Freak me out.
Yeah. It's really hard. And I'm in, right now the position I'm in is I feel like I'm unmotivated. I'm not creative. I'm really thankful that videos of me reacting to paint colours people find entertaining. So I can just sit there and go, right, for now, I'm going to make the most boring, mundane content where I'm like, it's green. And I look so depressed. I watch some of them like, my God, I'm going through it. Yellow. And it's like, how did that get 500,000 views?
Yeah.
So I'm lucky that I can keep everything afloat, but now it's like, I'm digging myself out of the hole. How do I do that? Fine, I sold all my product. I've let go of a lot of responsibilities that I didn't have, and I'm starting to feel that creative energy come back. Yeah. Slowly.
That's so hard.
It's really hard. Let's be real, my job's really easy.
But you gotta hype yourself up for it.
You really
and
do.
Gotta, because you can tell. I mean, if you're watching back videos and going, well, that's depression.
Oh, that's right. That's when my accountant sent me that bill that day.
Your audience can sense those things too. So and they call you out. Well, I don't know if yours specifically do, but audiences can.
Patreon. I've managed to, thankfully, financially funnel the core fans who I love, and they pay me a monthly subscription, which has kept me afloat as well. And it's like a non-nude OnlyFans. So they get...
An emotional OnlyFans.
An emotional OnlyFans. They get information that I haven't shared publicly. They get that whole journey and the tax and all that shit. And then on the other side, it's just the flesh and the, 2.5 inches of, vision.
To wind it back to sex, so we're going
to
forget about tax for a minute. Is there anything that you have on your bucket list for OnlyFans?
I mean, I know this will never happen, but I just want to have a go. Come on. Or literally, Girthmaster.
On you?
Oh, try to...
You said, you said come on. Okay.
Come on. He doesn't swing that way. But, I saw the photo. There's a famous photo of him with a wine bottle next to his cock, and it's the same size.
Yeah.
Do you know what I did? Went to the wine cupboard. I was like, I can't do it. How do these gorgeous women, how does it go into there?
Training.
Training.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I spoke to Angela White.
Yes.
And she has filmed with him before, both Aussies, and she's like, it's a lot of prep.
A lot. I've spoken to couple of porn stars too. I'm like,
Yeah.
do you just bend over? Like, no, God, no. No. Days in the lead up. Different sizes. Like, I'm like, wow. Yeah, maybe that's what I need to do. Start with the more smaller champagne bottles.
Like the room service ones.
The room service
Yeah,
ones. And then work up to the big one and then be like, I can put on a wig if you want, if that'll help. Amazing. Other than that, I'd love it to be my main source of income.
Yeah.
I don't think it ever will be because I think I've got to be realistic. What do I have to offer?
Well, a lot. You have a lot of subscribers who want to see your content.
Yeah, but like the OnlyFans side of it, I don't have a unique selling point. Being fat isn't a unique selling point. Having a fucking cock the size of a wine bottle, I want to see that. Like, he has a selling point. And also he's really attractive and really lovely in person.
Yeah.
So nice. And so I don't think I'll ever be a high earner. Mm-hmm. But that would be great. Where I just have sex for a living. I mean, I do it anyway. It's just not monetized. I'd love to monetize my sex life more.
Would you ever go into like full service or sex work outside of OnlyFans?
Oh, if I thought people would pay for it, yes.
Have you like asked?
No. No, I haven't. But I just, again, should take my own advice. Don't overthink it and just do it.
Yeah.
But also,
I mean, maybe think a little bit about it.
Yeah.
It's quite a big leap.
That's a big leap. That's a big step. I'm not picky, but I think I don't.
But you can be picky.
If someone paid me for sex, I have to find them somewhat attractive to be able to, and I'll be too nervous, and so I wish I could charge $500 for an hour, and
I think you can go higher than that.
higher than $500 for an hour.
You're famous.
Although I've got a lot of experience here. I should insure this.
Like J-Lo insures her.
Yeah. I mean, I did use. Well, actually, now that you mention that, I did used to charge to subsidise my terrible radio wage.
Oh,
I forgot about that.
so maybe it's already been ticked up.
I was making. It's not a great $20. Dude, come over. 20, some 50 because I knew he was a doctor, so I was like, it's 50 for you. Regular. And I was like, sometimes I'm making $70 a day, which doesn't sound like a lot, but
back then.
Geez, I was actually, it's quite a smart financial decision.
So before and after OnlyFans, how has your personal sex life changed?
Ooh. I've definitely got like a voyeur kink. Because now if I'm not being filmed, I'm like, oh, this isn't as fun. Some of the footage was never going to see the light of day, but I'm like, oh, I just want to be filmed. Like, I want to be a star. Make me a star. So it's changed in that sense. I'm getting a lot more of it. I think I get very confident.
Do you feel like it's increased your sex drive?
Oh, yes. Yes. I think the more I put myself out there, I get a lot of people come back to me to go, oh, you're quite hot. And then I'm like, I'm in. Right. Do you think so? Why don't you, are you interested in, you're like, are they fishing or is it a compliment? And so I'm like, if you're keen, I'm keen. So I'm getting a lot more of it, which is great.
And do you feel like you've gotten better at it?
Oh, absolutely. The topping and bottoming, not at all. But like, I suck a lot of dick. And, hold on. Oh, do I have them with me? I could
what?
read you some reviews.
Oh, yes. Are there public reviews on your OnlyFans?
No. No. So I might have... It's weird. I get very nervous in this setting talking about what I do on OnlyFans and also just for fans. There's a million fans. There's all the accounts that you're across. I publish these videos, but then when I tell you what I do, I get nervous. Like, I set up a bed sheet in my house with a glory hole in it. I just suck dudes off. Yeah.
That's quite creative.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's like, it's the best because you don't need to talk to them.
Yeah.
And I'll message them and I'm like, is it okay to film? Some no, some yes. And like a lot. And so I wish I had some reviews to read you because I don't like talking myself up, but this does the job very, very well. And I've also learnt a lot about sex.
Yeah.
You know, listen to the person. And if you're
Very
listening. Well, no, I should clarify like...
Before that.
Yeah, la, la, la. I had AirPods in listening to a podcast. Just a PSA to whatever you identify as, make some noise. When someone is doing something to you, make some noise. Some are so quiet. I'm like, are you enjoying this or not enjoying this? I don't know what's happening. And then they come and you're like, oh, I was not expecting that. Make some fucking noise. Because what I learned is listen to your partner. If you're enjoying it, they'll make noise. Keep doing that. But also, I've learned to listen to different breathing patterns. I can tell, here's a tip. Here's some blowjob tips. So sometimes you'll be doing it for quite a while. And you're like, just come already. My jaw hurts. When they're like testicles, when their balls go up, they go up. It's about to happen. It's go time. So it's like if they start low, it's almost like an indication.
A loading bar?
It's like a loading bar. It's exactly like a loading bar. And then it gets to the top, it's imminent. So that's one thing I learnt. And then also, especially because like glory hole, you're just focusing on the one area.
Yeah.
A lot of men like it when you like grab here. Some, as soon as I touch here, jizz. I'm like, oh, it's like a button.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, the lower stomach.
Just here, just gently.
You pooch.
Is that what that's called?
Well, I call it that.
Pooch. Sounds so unattractive. Can I touch your pooch? Because gooch.
Pooch and gooch.
What's a gooch? That's
the bit in between.
Yeah. Oh, some like a bit of gooch touching.
But that's hard through a sheet.
It is actually. Pooch touching, they love it. Wow. They love it. And then the other thing is, this is also hard through a sheet. This is more when you're in the bedroom. A cheeky finger. Ask first.
Always.
Sometimes you go in and because you can feel their prostate, and that's the part, and you treat it like an eyeball. I learnt. Who told me that? And so, like, if you push too hard, it hurts.
Yeah.
And then you just want to like do that, and then it'll go rock hard before they know they're about to come. It goes really firm. Like, here we go.
Do you say?
Bingo.
Here we go.
I go. Here we go. Here's a juicy surprise coming. Where do I want this to go? Usually just over my face. Better for the vision when it's over your face. Because, again, if they don't make noise, no one can tell that they're coming. So it doesn't make a good video.
True. So you got to think about the aesthetics.
You really do. You've got to think about a lot of things.
So if it's not being filmed, are you like...
If it's not being filmed...
You're not doing it.
Oh, no. If it's not being filmed, it's right down there. It's like, it's in there. Yeah, that's usually what I like. I'm a dirty cum whore. That's one thing I've noticed. Cum whore. Like, actually... Back to your question of bucket list, be in the middle of a bukkake.
Oh.
Just cum whore.
Really?
God, I hope my family aren't watching this. My poor brothers.
Well, they're in the video.
Oh, God. Oh, we saw your brother. He was doing an interview. Oh, apparently he's a cum whore. If you could have that on my desk by 3 p.m. Shout out to Amazon and Adobe and the NRMA.
Did you know that was something that you really liked before OnlyFans? Or has OnlyFans just helped facilitate that?
No, OnlyFans helped facilitate it. Like, I'm sort of been like, oh, I enjoy this. It gets taken to the extreme, and you try a lot of different things. And, like, I'm so open to trying different things. I'm a lot of talk. Like, I'll be like, yeah, I'm going to piss all over you. It's going to be amazing. And then when it comes to, you're like, oh, I don't want to do it here because the piss will go everywhere. And can we go to the bathtub? And then that's not as romantic. And so you're like, this isn't as fun. Like, it's funner to talk about the kinks than it is to do them. I bought restraints for the mattress. And I was like, oh, fuck, it's so much effort to tie someone up. Like, and some of them didn't fit. And by the time you're done, you're like, oh, I've lost all interest in this.
Just leave them there?
Blindfolded and tied to the bed. I'm like, oh. All right, finish yourself off. Finger goes in. Oh, hurry up. I've definitely learnt that I'm I'm a basic bitch. Dick in the mouth, bit of kissing. I love a lot of sensual touching and a lot of passion. That's what I prefer. And then I balance that out by just putting lots of dicks in my mouth. Another tidbit you didn't ask for. Never had an STD. I know.
Well, I was just about to ask, are you practicing safe sex, Christian?
Yeah, that's a quote. That didn't sound confident. Well, I don't have sex.
That still counts as sex.
Oh, so what? How would you practice that safely?
You meant to put a condom on.
Latex. What? And taste the latex?
Well, you get a flavoured one. Technically, that's what you're meant to do. I feel like so many people don't.
No, absolutely not. Well, then I'm not practicing safe sex at all. It's no. Nope. I get tested a lot. I'm lucky. I live across the road from a Sullivan Nicolades that do the blood testing.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, hey, Bev, Yep, the dirty cum whore is back. I've showered, I promise. So I get tested quite a lot. And it just does surprise me. Also, don't have herpes, like cold sores.
Yeah, well, that's great.
I mean, I'm waiting for the day. Shouldn't say that, should I? I'm someone that likes cleanliness.
Yeah.
Some of the gays are like, oh, I'm just coming after the gym. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm like, ugh, have a shower.
I like to end this interview format by asking the question that I asked at the start, in case it's changed over the course of the chat, if you've had some realizations during it. And I know you've already forgotten the first question, so it'll be like a brand new question.
This is the interview that was to introduce myself.
No. How has sex changed your life?
I don't remember what I said. I mean, hugely.
I think you said massively before, so we downgraded.
Oh, it's downgraded to hugely. Mega hugely. It's just who I am. I've never been in a relationship. I've never had a boyfriend. I've never been in love. Geez, that sounds sad. Leave me alone. I love being alone, and I think I've really leaned into just being my true cum whore self in life, and I don't have to worry about. I'm never going to have kids. I'm never going to get married.
Is that something that you want, or you
never wanted? And everyone says, "Oh, it'll happen." No. I am 37, and I've never wanted it. And so I'm able to just put random dicks in my mouth without, feeling guilty. It's a long-winded answer to your question. It's like a little snowball, and once it gets to the bottom of the mouth, it's huge. I've just learnt so many different things, and I'm having the best time. Best time. After this, I'm going to go home. I've already locked in somebody.
Oh. Have you charged the hotel for the week or just the day?
Unfortunately, I haven't charged the Airbnb, no. I've learned my lesson. Just pay for it out of my personal account because it's too much heartache in the long run. It'll be good. But I've been frugal about it in terms of, right, I need to make 3 videos and that's going to make X amount of dollars, which will cover the airfare. Yeah, so I'm trying to be, how many dicks to cover an airfare? About 5. 5 dick sucks for a
domestic flight.
Yeah, I can upgrade to Economy X.
Oh.
6 dicks, Economy X. Business class, 12 dicks. You give me something, I'll tell you how many dicks I need to suck to be able to afford that.
I think we've just established dick math. I think that's what that...
Dick math?
Dick math.
Dick
girl math.
Dick math.
That's what you're doing. You're converting it all into that.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at it. You can find me on OnlyFans.com/Christian Hull XXX. Isn't that the grossest sound of all time? No, this sound.
Oh!
Isn't that revolting? But that's what my OnlyFans sounds like. If I could sum up my OnlyFans in one sound. Oh, and then the crinkling of the wipe as it comes out of the. Thank you. I'll send you a link to the Dropbox of the video for you to approve.
Well, that's how we're ending the interview.
Thanks for having me. Reminds me I need to buy some more wipes on the way home.